Notions of youth development had a big impact, limitations, I guess you can say, in my K-12 career, even in the beginning of my university career. The attitudes of students, the goals, I guess you can say, or how we're trying to benefit in the classroom, and do we have the voice to speak out or not? I think they were all big factors in why we were limited, K-12 wise, even a little bit university wise, in order to engage and reach higher levels, I guess, of student achievement. So I'll just draw on a couple of videos here I watched in the course content this week. The modern model of social disability states that a person may not have a disability now, but they're still disabled through attitudes or physical barriers that may be present. So I know if you were in a math class in grade 10, for example, and the teacher asks, what's 2 plus 2? You are not getting an answer like that. You're getting an answer in the easy 20 plus seconds. You might not even get an answer. It's not due because the students don't know the answer. They should know the answer in grade 10, what's 2 plus 2. But the attitude inside the classroom is not to, in my classroom at least, was not to jump out there, speak out publicly or in the classroom and appear as someone who's trying so hard. You wanted to blend in, you wanted to be cool. I guess that meant not answering questions, but that was the attitude in the classroom, and I don't know if it still exists today. I'm sure I'll learn that more in my internship as we go along. But yeah, attitudes definitely need to change in the classroom. I think a way of doing that would be to teachers having a different approach on student engagement. I don't think it should be straight up asking questions. You should try to build a relationship in your classroom first. Build some sort of community where people can trust, people don't mind speaking out and trying their best, right? But you have to get that idea, that relationship built in the classroom first. The next one, I looked into a video. It was called "What Does It Mean to Live in a Post-Humanist World?" I used a gardening example. The video briefly mentioned, are you gardening for your own enjoyment, or are you gardening for the insects or the bees that come by? So, if you think about it in a classroom, even as a teacher, are you teaching the course to teach students, for example in phys ed, how to achieve physical literacy? So physical literacy would be to be active for life once you leave the classroom, or you're just teaching them to simply play a game of dodgeball and go sit in your office and wait for class to be over and get through the day. So, not saying that all teachers have that idea, but it definitely goes on where I feel like, I know myself in the workplace, you're just trying to get through the workday. I feel like a lot of teachers had that same idea of trying to get through the workday. But you need to understand, even when you are tired, I guess, that you're really trying to grow students in the community, and it's best to approach this as best you can. Lastly was the Mad Pride video from 2016. It was a video based off people celebrating young people, I guess you would say, how to manage mental health, learning from stories of others, and so on and so forth. Really gave a lot of people in the community, whatever age they were, a voice. So I took this as this was a positive experience, obviously in the video, and this needs to be a positive experience in the classroom as well. In my experience, once again, K-12, there was no student voice. I know now in university there still really isn't no student voice. Even in the education program, sadly enough, you are learning to be an educator, but you're learning these things, you still don't have a voice. So I really think this needs to be obviously adopted in the classroom. This needs to be for the betterment of student engagement and achievement, of course. This shouldn't be just a free-for-all, but once again, it's something that needs to be adopted in the classroom for the betterment of youth engagement in school. Okay, so I got 2 questions to finish off here. The first question would be for people in our group: will you incorporate some sort of student voice, allow for student voice, I should say, in the classroom, and will you allow it to shape how you run your classes? Or are you going to limit it as student voice, or are you going to allow it 100%? Are you going to let it float in the middle? So yeah, that's one of the questions based off what we talked about. The second question would be, as teachers, of course we have a summer off, but it can still be a long haul with teaching students day by day, Obviously, it's a very stressful and tiring job, I'm sure. And we talked about earlier the benefits, seeing the benefits for the students rather than just trying to get through the class each and every day. So how are you going to keep yourself engaged in teaching, whether you're having a good day, a bad day, you're tired or full of energy? How are you going to still maintain a solid class that benefits both your job and student learning?